Going into our third game between the Pomelos on red and Legio Lepidoptera on blue. First off, for the Pomelos, we have the Victor Strom. It's like Lumberjack Hades, Light Flak, and Minotaur for the Red Judgment, and their ally, Gunsoul, another Judgment, Hades, Lumberjack Artemis, and a Hwacha. Their opponents, Purple L, we have the GFA Wind Troll. This is going to be a Gatling Artemis Pyramidion with the left side Light Flak and Gatling, and then their allied Bamboozle Moth, Blues Judgment, Mercury, Mark Flak, Heavy Flak, Mark II, Gatling, and another Heavy Flak. So Bamboozle Moth going for a kill setup rather than the utilizing disable weapons like the Lumberjack and the Artemis, instead going full DPS. Well, the Gunsoul and Victor Strom both kitted out for primarily long range. Kind of a surprising loadout. However, GFA Wind Troll now moving in. First target is going to be the Gunsoul, taking down the Lumberjack and the Artemis. But Victor Strom's waiting, and they have just as much DPS. This is kind of a sketchy charge by the Wind Troll. 2 Judgments is a huge amount of damage, and already Pyramidion goes down. Bamboozle Moth does get an armor break, but they only land 1 heavy flak shot. So 60% of the Gunsoul's health is gone. However, Bamboozle Moth now needs to disengage. They definitely cannot 1v2. If they're in a situation where they're a little bit more close range, they could potentially try to get a quick Gatling into heavy flak. But I think at long range, they're just going to get disabled out of the fight. You see Lumberjack already very low, within 1 shot of going down. Yeah, and there's the Bamboozle Moth's balloon. Armor quick to follow, it seems. 3 stacks of fire. And now the Hwacha connecting. Bamboozle Moth taking about 60% permanent health in that 1 volley. And might be dying here again, yes. But Wind Troll able to get a kill on the Strom. I was not paying attention there to the Strom's health. I assume they must have gotten a heavy flak hit. Purple L did. Because that would have been a lot of damage for a Gatling Artemis Pyramidion to do in a short amount of time. And now Wind Troll versus the Gunsoul here. Wind Troll going to be trying to disable these weapons with the Artemis, while Gunsoul only really needs 1 heavy flak connection. Wind Troll's armor is low. Balloon is down. They're getting dual focus. There's another Judgment here. Victor Strom already spawned in. Yeah, I'm sorry. Gunsoul does not have the heavy flak. Yeah. So, heavy flak not an option. But it is an option for the Bamboozle Moth. Boy, I need to be paying closer attention, because those heavy flaks really erase ships in a way that very few guns do. And now Wind Troll finish off by the Strom. Bamboozle Moth versus Victor 1v1 here. They are on red side of the map, and there's a spawn point. The spawn point that Strom used. Oh, heavy flak connection. Lock heavy flak. Doing huge amounts of damage to Judgment. This dude, Mark II heavy flak for the Bamboozle Moth. I want to see who's can't zoom in on the map. I want to see who's actually firing that. But they're just destroying their opponents. And the balloon is down, which means they're going to drift behind this wall and probably be safe. Is the Bamboozle Moth. Wind Troll already spawned back in, focusing Gunsoul, and Strom spawned back in as well. So another even fight here, although Bamboozle Moth is struggling with their balloon a little bit. I'm just gonna look quick here. Looks like it's Koek has the Huskar's firing the upper heavy flak, and Koek has the lock. So, Koek being the primary gunner there, as the wind troll does die. Bamboozle Moth taking a long time to regain that lost altitude, and they're just going to duck back down, I think, and try to stay alive long enough for the Pyramidion to spawn in again. At the very least, this narrow passage here will be a very difficult spot. Little lumberjack shots going through the hole. Very difficult spot for the judgments, the opposing judgments, to actually be able to engage the Bamboozle Moth from this position. They just don't have the downward arcs to really do it. So instead, waiting for the Wind Troll to spawn back in, going for the dual focus. However, Bamboozle Moth, I'm looking here, they do have hydrogen, so Bamboozle Moth really needs to kick it into gear. Pick one of these targets. I don't know, they're shooting the heavy flaks into armored hulls, so I'm not sure what that's about. But here comes the Gatling. They're not going to be able to get the armor break, but Stromstrom gets one on the Bamboozle Moth, as well as taking down the balloon. So is Bamboozle Moth, they need to get a kill here on the Stromstrom. They're going to be able to take down the armor, but the balloon, they're unable to stay up to keep their heavy flat gun arcs. So now they drop down, take a Watcher Barrage from the gun soul. Most of the guns on the Bamboozle Moth are down. Full armor and balloon low as well. Wind Troll having difficulty dealing with the Minotaur of the Victor Stromstrom. I think that's the first we've seen of the Minotaur really coming into play here. Wind Troll's armor's down. Balloon down. Bamboozle Moth also very low. Light flak shots hitting the Wind Troll, and I think Bamboozle Moth maybe died. One of the blue ships died. But that means Pomelos going to be your first seed out of the round-robin phase of the tournament. And they will be playing against Fancy for the title of SCS 2-9 champion.